It's a lot of people in this world right now with all of this TikTok stuff, all of this internet stuff, man. Everybody on the internet got something to say, and everybody want to be like entrepreneurs and own their own businesses. Like from your perspective, because I've known you for a while. I've known a lot of people you've known.
Hmm.
So from your perspective, what are some key benefits as far as attributes you think you need to not only sustain a business but to even start one?
I feel like the main thing you're gonna need to start a business is purpose for real. Like why? Why are you starting a business? Of course, a lot of us now within like how you saying the TikTok and the Instagram era, we seeing what everybody else is doing, and we kind of basing what we want to do off of what's hot or like what's popping. You feel me? So that's why a lot of people are like crashing and burning because they doing things that they would normally do,
Right, just like hustling and busting.
hustling just to get a bag. It's almost like they starting a job that they own versus a person who say you naturally a person that's good with your hands. So let's take a girl that does hair in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Why do those businesses flourish more? Because she's natural with it. You know what I'm saying? She didn't think, oh, I'm finna go start this big her business. It's just she started doing her and she was good and her clientele, boom. Now they looking for her to go get a salon. The clientele is telling you to grow, not you telling yourself to grow because you doing some shit that you trying to scale, but it ain't even something that you plan on really over delivering in.
What was one of the first, if you can recall, like what was one of the first business ventures you decided to go and tackle?
Well, the very first business, was music, of course. I was doing the rap thing. A lot of us, tried to do rapper, singer, producer, typical shit though. And from that, the first business that I was kind of like partaking in was like becoming a beat broker. You know what I'm saying? Where like I had my partner Federo, he had beats. Then PJ had the beats, and so I started to help them sell their beats because at the time I'm like, well, shit, rapping ain't really paying no money,
Right.
so
It's
I need
funny.
to.
It's funny too because a lot of us, man, when we growing up, it's like we don't know a lot, so
Hmm.
we turn towards music to try to get us up out of the current situation and environments that we be in.
Hmm.
So we all kind of go to that. So like you started like kind of what you was like the liaison between like the producers and the clientele, like the people that was looking for production to rap. You was like the liaison
Pretty
between the
much.
two to kind of
Pretty much, yeah. It was just like I'm already around rappers because I rap.
right.
So I'm like, it's almost just like dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm already here at the place where people looking for it. I'm just more advocate for a soft spoken producer.
So what sparked your brain like back then? Like you know what? I'm gonna actually put the mic down and because I see a vision, I see an opportunity with people around me, and I feel like I can help maximize on their gifts and their abilities. Like what did that look like for you? Like was you just in the crib one day like man, like I really like this rapping thing cool, but like I really can push like they product to another level. Like I just want to know like what was that like for you to come to that? Because a lot of niggas be rapping and they don't never come to a conclusion of like getting into a different position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like what if you can recall like what sparked that moment for you? You know what I'm saying?
I would say like me, I have always been a better coach than a player in like most things. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm rapping, I'm always looking like, damn, if everybody rapping, then who's gonna manage? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who's gonna be the label? Nobody else around me would want to be the person that's the label. Nobody else would want to be the Birdman or the Masterpiece. So I think it was almost like it seems like it happened by default, but it always been who I was anyway. I was always the leader amongst my peers. I was always the person that was the what I would say the facilitator, the
Okay.
person that could put the pieces together. I was always the team builder. All right, bro. We gonna do this, and this. People was always just buying into my plans. I was always to convince and sell people on my vision.
Okay. So
You know,
okay, what led to you like what was that transition then from the music to another business venture? Because I feel like you used to like sell cars or something like that
yeah.
or something like where did that come from? How did that come about?
So the cars I did that. So say I had started rapping probably around like 18 or something like that. So 18, 19, we was doing the OTC thing. the ready-made music and all of that. And during the time, I was always kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out because of the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like I got this dream that I want to get, but then I got this money that I need to get to pay my bills right now. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, when I was 23, I had started a car lot because my girl was pregnant. So I'm like, shit, I got to figure out a way to bring some money in. I had already been flipping cars since I was 16. I've been getting cars, flipping them, buying them low, selling them high. I always been flipping them. But at that time, I'm like, man, let me get a lot so I could just flip a lot of cars. You know what I'm saying? But
So you was thinking scale.
I was thinking scale. Always. It ain't never nothing that I thought. I was in the streets, I was thinking scale. But scale gets you locked up or dead in the streets. You get what I'm saying? So with my mind thinking, I was able to see the future. I'm like, okay, if I scale this and I start, and bro, I had a crazy plug back then.
What,
like,
on cars?
Nah, on like in the streets, on like work. Like I had a crazy plug. Like, I mean, so I was in position to be able to do that. But what comes with it, my conscience always hit me and be like, what come with this shit just ain't it. So then I started trying to flip the cars. Flipping the cars was cool, but I brought that hustling mentality to the dealership, and it didn't work, man. I was out of business in probably about 7. I think let's say January. I probably started. I was probably out of business by November, and I had just opened up in September. That's crazy. 6 months, I had the laws were so strict in Missouri on opening up a car lot that it was like they want you to have it already ready to go before they even come out for the inspection. So you picture we getting the building painted. We paying $1,600 a month for 6 months without even 7 months without even making no money. Period. Actually, it was 9 months.
So overhead killed that dream.
So overhead killed it, and it was me and my pops doing it. And by the time I opened up, I had 15 cars. I had a floor plan or whatever, so I had 15 cars on the lot. I was doing it. I was doing it in a way that I knew how, but I wasn't the paperwork. I'm not used to having to do paperwork. In the streets, there's no paperwork. And flipping cars regular, what they call curb stoning, I'm just buying cars with an open title, never filling it out, and just flipping it. It ain't no extra paperwork. But when you got a dealership, it's extra paperwork.
Right.
So the paperwork pretty much put me out the game. All of the violations that I got so many violations when they came to inspect me that I couldn't even afford to stay open. And then I had the heartbreak happen. The first business that I actually invested money in, LLC and all of that shit, they came back in, and the floor plan, they came and got all my cars. I couldn't sleep for days.
That's crazy. So what did that situation, like you spending all that money in overhead and not really having all the business preparation and stuff in order, like what did that teach you at that moment? Like, matter of fact, what was next after that? That's what I want to know. What was next after, like, man, this shit ain't working, man. We spent all this money at this car lot. Like, I was killing it in the streets on some regular shit. But right. Like when that shit went all bad, like what did you do next? Did you go back into the streets? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was next for you?
Nah, really, I started to just double down more on music. I just got back to like, okay, let me just focus on music. But keep in mind, my girl pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And I'm steady trying to think of ways that I can make money. So I'm trying to like, let me go try to get a job. Let me go try to do this and that, and boom, the snag happened.